Challenges or is uncomfortable? We had the buyer's purchase agreements come in a few years back, so it's an uncomfortable thing for myself to say, hey, before you get into my car, I need you to sign this. Anybody here? Yeah, it's so these guys, can you give us some, maybe do some role play, give us a little bit of idea so we can actually secure, because especially this year, those buyers are gold, and we can't lose one to another agent who maybe did ask for it. So you guys can help us with that?
Sure. So who here has been burnt by a buyer saying that they'll work with you, but they ended up working with somebody else and then you lose a big commission? So, yeah, so I've been burnt too many times. And as of 2019, I've put a new standard within my business where we have more leads than we can handle. So I don't want to be working with like 30 buyers that are not even committed to us on paper. So what I've done was we've told this to my team as well that we want to first meet people in the office or at a coffee shop first and explain to them the buying process and what we can offer them. So what my process is and how I get them to work with me is that we first of all set up a time. So, some people are going to give you pushback, they don't want to meet, but we're not going to want to meet with all of them. So I'd rather have like 5 or 10 buyers under contract instead of like 30 running around everywhere with different agents. So we tell them, look, let's meet, let's talk about the buying process. But I use a different, juicy way of getting them to meet with me, a compelling way, which is with the correct Proctor script that says that, so instead of sending you hundreds of emails of homes that may or may not match what you're looking for, how about we get together? I have a list of foreclosures, distress sales, for sale by owners, vacant properties, homes that are good deals in this market. So I have a hard copy of this list and I can bring it to you when we meet. So that way they're like, okay, I want to see this list. So there's a way for them to come into the office, and in our MLS we can find a lot of foreclosures and distressed vacant homes, and it's easy for me to pull up a list like that. So they're enticed to come in, and we share them that list, but we also talk about, at the beginning, working with a realtor, what the benefits are. In BC, they've changed the rules. There's no more dual representation, so they actually need a buyer's agent more than ever. So it's easier for us than before. And then we go over the commitment form, which I learned from the Joshua Smith program, and we talk about from A to Z what we're going to do for them as a buyer's agent. Our duties when they're represented versus not represented, and we explain to them about the contract. So I show them, here's what a contract looks like. So don't be alarmed when you first see this when we are ready to write an offer. So I try to warm them up at the beginning, and I say, okay, this is where you put the deposit, this is the terms, subjects, conditions, and then we go into, okay, so all we request in return is your loyalty so that we can work super hard for you, and then we get them to sign a contract. And at the end of that, we have a little promise that if I do a really good job, I give you the 5-star experience, that you can refer me any business or any people that you might know. So we get them to sign a promise. So it's a little fun thing like that, and it works for me and our team. So we're signing about 90% of our buyers when we meet them. The first challenge is getting them into the room with you. So.
That's amazing. 90%. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've gone through, can you give us some of your tips and then go into securing the listing? Like, what is your listing kind of process? Like, what are some of the keywords that you're sharing with potential clients?
So really quick on the buyer agreement, like this is why this is great, right? Because I don't do any of that. To some degree. So yeah, like we have the same thing. We need to have buyers under representation. So I know my strengths and weaknesses, and I try to be as honest with myself as I can. I'm not that good with like sign calls and buyers on the phone. I'm actually kind of terrible. But what I am good at is once I'm in front of them, like I will get their trust and loyalty that I know what I'm doing and I can be their solution to finding a home. So I have a little bit more relaxed sort of, pitch about it. So if I just get a random sign call, internet lead, whatever it is, and they want to go look at 123 Denny Street, I will go for a lot of times, with a meeting. But if I'm getting some pushback on that, I'll just agree to meet them at the house. And so I do get them to sign a buyer agreement for that specific house, because we still can do dual agency here for now. So if they want to go see one of my listings, I'll show them, but I do explain to them that when you get there, I'm going to ask you to sign an agreement. I'm not asking you to marry me, okay? This is just for this house, okay? So this is just for 1, 2, 3, and 2. So if you come in, you love it, and you want to buy it, I'm your guy. Now, if it's not quite for you and you want to go look at other things, I'm going to talk about how I can help you with that. Right. So I get the buyer agreement signed for one particular house. We just put it in a term in the contract that says this is only for 1, 2, 3 Annie Street. And so that works really well. It kind of eases off the pressure of them a little bit. And then I know that now I can get in front of them, or somebody on my team can get in front of them and close them in person. So.